what I'm going to do is walk through this code file, and we're going to go back and forth looking at what comes out. The first thing I want to talk about is logic. We've talked about the fact that R understands numbers, and it also understands strings, right? So R understands that I can set object1 to be a number, and if I want to, I can make object2 equal to a word. But R also understands trues and falses in all capital letters. So now if I type in object3, R knows that means true. Now that true and false, the logic, is very useful. So let's go through this code. Let's start by just telling R what the variables, the objects num1, num2, num3, and num4 are going to be. Okay? And then we're going to refer to them. First, let's not even refer to them. I'm going to highlight this line that says 4 greater than 2. When I run that code, it goes into the console, and it says true, because 4 is greater than true. That's what I mean by logic. R is going to answer questions for us. I can also answer questions by referring to the numbers themselves. So if I highlight this line, is num3 less than num2? I'm going to press Command Enter to run that. False. Right? 6 is not less than 6. Okay? Is num3 greater than or equal to num2? Yes, because they're equal. Okay, so that's how you ask if things are less than, greater than, or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. If you want to know whether two things are equal to each other, if you're asking the question, you put two equal signs, as you see here. Is num3 equal to num4? Yes, they're both equal to 6. It's very important to put two equal signs there. If you put just one equal sign, R is then going to assign num3 to be equal to num4. Only if you put two equal signs does R understand that you're asking a question. That's very important. The exclamation point means not, so this line says, is num3 not equal to num4? And that's false, because in fact, num3 and num4 are equal, so they're not equal. That's the basics of logic. This next couple of lines combines trues and falses. So if I go into the console, I can show you this. If I say true and true, R gives back true. Because if two things are both true, then yeah, this is true and that is true. If I say true and false, what am I going to get? I'm going to get false, because the two things are not both true. That's what this says right here. Is num3 less than num4? And is num2 greater than or equal to num1? If I run this whole line of code, I get false. Both of these things are not true. This vertical line means OR. The way I get this vertical line is by holding down the Shift key and pressing the button directly above the return button on your keyboard. It's a Shift option for the backslash. This says, is num2 less than num4, or is num3 not equal to num4? Let's think about that OR for a moment. If I say true or true, I get true. If I say true or false, I still get true, because one of those was true. This is an OR instead of an AND. So here, is num2 less than num4 or num3 not equal to num4? Yes, at least one of those two things is true. In each of the lines we've talked about so far, we're comparing two numbers to each other. You can also compare a vector of numbers to another number. So if I let vec1 be equal to the numbers 2, 4, 5, and 6, then I can ask R, is vec1 greater than 3? And as with other operations, R is going to do element by element comparison. If I say, is vec1 greater than 3, R is going to compare each of these numbers to 3. And R is going to say, well, 2 is not greater than 3, but 4 is greater than 3, and 5 is greater than 3, and 6 is greater than 3. And it will spit back false, true, true, true. You can also compare two vectors to each other. So if I set vec2 to be the numbers from 2 to 5, let's remember what we have. Vec1 is 2, 4, 5, 6. Vec2 is 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, if I ask the question, is vec1 equal to vec2? It's going to compare element by element. Is 2 equal to 2? Yes. Is 4 equal to 3? No. Is 5 equal to 4? No. Is 6 equal to 5? No. And I'll get back true, false, false, false. R will always do element by element comparisons.